That is so good. I think you just one-upped me in my costume.
How does it look on camera though? I'm maybe
It it
not
looks
sure.
it looks freakishly real.
All right, I can't talk with that. Hey, surprise.
Here you are.
Thanks so
Hello.
much.
No, what an entrance. What a grand entrance. I think that's what you were doing. You were preparing to bring that on camera. Well,
Yes.
welcome, Shavon. It's so good to see you virtually now. So for anyone who doesn't know you, can you give a little intro? Tell us who you are, what you do, and where you are.
Yeah, I'm Shavon Lindley. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Ion Learning. I'm in San Diego, California. And Ion is a peer learning experience platform or an enterprise solution for companies to take any training program they have and make it social and collaborative. So we have an AI powered algorithm that matches learners into peer learning groups, and they have to hold each other accountable to complete training programs over time. And so we're creating support and accountability with scalable learning for global distributed teams, which hasn't really ever been done before.
Incredible. And I personally am a huge fan of collaborative learning and cohort based learning. I think it is honestly one of the best ways to learn if you're going to learn virtually, if not the best. I think it is the best. But also, you had a big event last week, which I was lucky enough to attend. And you were celebrating the launch of a new course. Can you tell us a little bit about that and about like the kind of the collaboration that you guys uh, that you guys did?
Yeah, so cool. We have, Ion has, we started off by building some courses of our own so that people could really, in organizations, get off the bat really quickly with training and development. And so, but really our model is around taking any client's training and making sure that we increase the value of any investment that they've already made. So, we really look at getting other people's content and making it scalable across an organization. um, but there's, building this company has been exciting and exhausting, and it's taken a lot to build this thing. So we've had to learn a lot of skills of ourselves to take care of ourselves, our mental health, our wellness, our well-being. These are things that have taken 10 years to really cultivate. And I got introduced through a mutual client to Coley Jaswell, who's the CEO of Ignition Coaching. Her and her company, they've coached 2,000 leaders across the globe and in resilience and how to navigate change while taking care of yourself, particularly in the workplace. And when I heard her talk about these skills, and she said we distilled it down to these four key concepts called WAVE, it was like we knew immediately that this concept, this idea of the wave model, needed to be a scalable training program delivered in peer learning groups on the Ion platform. And so we've been in the lab building and creating and ionizing, as we call it, this content to make it social and collaborative. And I am just, we're so excited. We went to New York. We threw a big launch party at a social wellness club called Remedy so that people could have wellness and technology in the same environment and really experience firsthand how, when you take care of yourself, you're able to take even better care of others along the way. And so being able to prioritize your well-being and creating a space for heads of HR, chief people officers, heads of learning to kind of come together in an intimate setting and experience it. And then we may have gotten a billboard in Times Square. So it was super fun to also just like see it all up in lights for, helping. I mean, I've heard it on this show today. Burnout is real, and we've all experienced significant amounts of it all across the globe. And connection, and what can we, in connection with others, and skill building around how to take care of ourselves and prioritize ourselves, are things that a lot of times many of us have had a lot of struggles with getting habits that we know we need to do to stick. And our platform is just extraordinary at being able to get to behavior change in a very quick period of time.
Right. And I feel like such a big part of that too is accountability, right? And what better time, to be honest? You have a generation coming into work that is so ready to talk about mental health even in the workplace and is like willing to open up about it, and you have generations that are kind of warming up to the idea time to introduce this kind of collaborative learning environment where it's very intergenerational in nature, just due to your algorithm and how you match people. Which, by the way, can you tell us a little bit more about how you create these groups in it within Ion?
Absolutely. So we use 21 different dimensions of diversity to match learners into small groups. So people are typically familiar with cohorts, which is basically a group of people who go through a training program over time. We take it a step further, and we our entire platform is based on small group learning theory that's been proven since the 60s, which is basically we learn best in small groups of about 3 to 5 people. And a lot of companies put people in peer groups or study groups. We've done it in school, but there's never been a technology platform to scale learning in this way. So our algorithm matches off of diversity, cross gender, age, ethnicity, personality profile. We make sure, though, that there's enough connection points around, obviously, like languages that they speak, time zones that they're in, the level in the organization. There's definitely ways that our algorithm ensures that it's the optimal amount of diversity. And then once these individuals are in a small group of 3 to 4, they have to hold each other accountable, like you said. So what that means is that if anybody in the peer learning group doesn't do the training, whether it's a live event or a micro e-learning, or if they don't meet with their peer group for a discussion, no one progresses to the next module in the course. We're literally the first platform in the world to use accountability of the only way of which you progress. And because of that, we've taken completion rates for online learning that in the industry is still only 15%, and we make it over 95%. And we've done this with thousands and thousands of people, largest cohorts, the things that companies didn't even think were possible to send this many learners through and to get the results that we do. I mean, it's very common for us to see a 10% increase in engagement in less than 6 months.
So incredible. I'm honestly blown away by some of those numbers, and I'm really excited about what you have going on, and also what you're thinking about next in terms of, obviously you've had this big launch, but like, where are you going next with the curriculum that you're building? What are you looking into to now?
Well, we're always forecasting out what do we believe, stay really close to our clients around the challenges that they're faced with. And since we work with a lot of global organizations, the things that we're looking at are things like cultural intelligence. Like, how do we work better across the globe in other industries? Not necessarily of course, it's through the lens of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because we're working globally, but doesn't have to use that language. Really, just how do we communicate and collaborate with people who are different more effectively and respecting their differences? And that has proven to be one of the biggest stalling factors for companies. For they think they're going to grow, they invest in all this money to go in all these countries, and then they're like, oh my God, our people can't communicate at all. Like,
Right.
not just not talking language, just being able to understand each other as humans effectively. And this has been something that this is why we have the United Nations. Like, we're trying to bring these people together to communicate more effectively. We just don't know how. And so we're really excited about using our platform as an engine with the right curriculum to help create those connections in a small enough environment where psychological safety can develop as quickly as possible. We're also looking at, just like neurodiversity and all of these different ways that have been just really challenges for us, that if we can cross these barriers, communication, collaboration, innovation, we're this human connection piece that's critical to us succeeding in the future of work. We believe that, our platform can help facilitate that.
Incredible. I love it. And where can people find you?
ionlearning.com is the website, and I'm on LinkedIn as well, and at Shavon Lindley.
Awesome. And is there anything else you want to leave our audience with before we part ways?
I mean, honestly, I would just say take a deep breath today before you go into your next meeting. Center yourself, get in touch with, like, what's best for me right now? Do I need a break? Do I need to take a deep breath. Do I need to step outside? Anytime we could just take a pause, we're going to help like center ourselves and just and put ourselves in a position to be able to help make the right next step.
Oh, I love that. Do something for you today. You heard that,
Yeah.
folks. You heard it here first on the HR Morning Show and with Shavon. Thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure to see you.
Yes. Thank you.